Hello everybody, this is Dana with the Freedom Please channel and essenceofme.com. I told you all that I was coming back with a tutorial, and this is actually going to be tutorial number 2. This is going to be for a crochet headband. Now, if you didn't see the last one, the last one was for a knit headband, and the two are actually very similar. So if you have, I will take you from your chaining all the way to completion. I also, in the crochet tutorial, have a little bit of extra, like changing colors, how to sew in your ends, what to do if you run out and you don't have enough yarn for your project. So I do all of those things in this video. I think this is appropriate for whether you have crocheted before or you've never crocheted. I think I kind of covered the basis in order to do it if you're a new crocheter. So I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. I'm going to get right to the tutorial, and I will see you all after we go through all of the footage. I will see you all in a bit. So let's get this party started. See you in a bit. Sit back and get ready to just have a girl chat video. Let's get this party started. Kind of feel like pink, but not really. Let's go. See you in a bit. For this tutorial, the supplies that you're going to need are the basics. I use a size US 9 knitting needles. I used this Clover 16-inch cable knitting needles. It's their bamboo ones, but you do not have to use this type. But I do. I use a size 9. Now, if you are a new knitter, and I believe this tutorial that you can do this one. You can do this tutorial, but I would not recommend nor suggest that you use this particular type because they're a little harder to handle if you're new. If you have anything, it can be some straights. This is what I would recommend. I always recommend bamboo needles for new knitters because it just kind of holds on to the yarn a little bit for you. And so anyways, you need the needles, and it does not have to be a 9. It can be anything that's complementary to the yarn that you're using. And the yarn that I use is a worsted weight yarn, and it's actually, this is all that I have left of it, but I'm going to show you the label. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's the Barocco Comfort, but I'm going to show you so that you know how to pick a worsted weight yarn. Again, towards the end, I'll show you how to make to adapt this pattern a little bit if you have something different. But here's a label. And do you see here where you see that 4? That lets you know that this is a medium weight, which is a worsted weight. The way that you can tell what is a complementary needle for your yarn is to look here. And I'm going to point to them. Here, this one is actually can be a US 9 or a US 8. And you see how it looks like little knitting needles? That lets you know that that's for knitting. And over here is for crochet because it has a hook. Do you see that? So that's how you can read your label. Here's one, and I'll show you another one, which is also worsted weight, but it's for Red Heart. And again, here, see the 4, and it also has the sizing on the needle as well as a hook. And so that is how you will know what hook or needle size that you are that they recommend. You can use any one, but that's what they recommend. So for the knit, you will need a size 9 if you're going to do exactly as I do. And for the crochet, I used a size an I, which is a 9 or a 5.5 millimeter hook, which is my favorite size. And so that is the size that I use for the crochet tutorial. Again, you can use any size that complements your yarn, okay? But if you want to just stick to the basics, stick to the basics. You can use, I use this Barocco Comfort, but you can use any worsted weight. You could use that Red Heart or Karen or whatever you have in your stash. That'll be great. Also, you will need a tapestry needle. Sometimes they're plastic, sometimes they look like this, but you'll need a tapestry needle. You will also need scissors. And you need some way to measure, and let me get my measuring tape measuring tape. You'll need a measuring tape to measure the distance as you go along. If you do not have a measuring tape, you can also knit it or crochet it and just measure it across your head, because we'll make just a headband that shows from the front. Lastly, you will need elastic, like these little elastic bands. And in the video, I do show you alternatives to these. For my headbands, only used 2, but for another one, I used 3. And I told you, how to do these and how to use these for the video tutorial. So let's get started. And depending on which tutorial you're watching, you're either going to see the crochet or the knit version of a headband. When you're working with yarn, this is coming straight from your skein or from your ball of yarn. And you have what's considered your working end, which is the end that you're working from that is coming from the skein. And you usually have what is called the tail, which is the end. What we're going to do here is we're going to hold the yarn and we're going to fold it. And I'm just going to show you the easy way, the way I show little ones. And usually most people can do a slip knot. And if not, this is how I show them. You want to fold it. You want to twist it. And see, and it makes this X. And then what you want to do is grab your fingers between the opening. I use my index finger and my thumb, and I grab the working end of the yarn, and I pick it up, and you just hold it and pull your ends until a knot is formed. And there you have a slip knot. The reason why it's called a slip knot is because you can loosen it and tighten it. Look, if I pull on my working yarn and the loop, it'll get smaller. If I pull on my tail, it'll get larger. So all you want to do now is pull on the working end, holding onto your loop so that it will not close. And actually, look what it'll do. If you pull it completely, it will go away. Okay? So here we go again. We're going to fold it, twist, grab between your index and your thumb, pick up your working yarn. Oh wait, of course it won't. Look, I'm going to show you that again. You want to fold it, twist, and the way you want to twist it is twist it away from your body, so that when you grab your working yarn, it will actually cause it to make the slip knot. So here we have a slip knot, and now you're ready to begin adding your yarn to either your hook or your needle. To do a chain, for this project you're going to need 9. You need to chain 9. So you're going to take your hook, insert it into the opening of your slip knot, and you want to tighten it onto your hook. You don't want it too tight because you still want to be able to maneuver it, but you want it to be somewhat loose too. See that? Just a little bit. Make it a little bit tighter. Now what you need to do is hold your working end, which is the end of your yarn that's coming from your yarn ball or your yarn skein, and then you're going to hold your hook. I'm left-handed, but I actually crochet with my right, so this is going to be more geared towards a right-handed crocheter. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the yarn and you're going to bring the yarn from back to the front over the hook, and I have the hook facing my body. And then what you want to do is slide the hook till it catches that yarn and pull it through the opening of your slip knot, and now you have one chain. I'm going to do that again from back to front, and see how I'm kind of anchoring my piece between my pinky and my middle finger. I'm sliding that hook, and when I go through the opening, I twist it down just a little bit so that it catches the yarn and pull it through again. That's 2. Back to front, pull through, 3. Now we need to do this 8 times, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and actually I was mistaken. We need 9, so I'm going to do one more. 9, and now we have 9 chains. I'm going to show you this chain up close. The front will have V's, you see them there, and the back will have humps. See this little hump, 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 and that's each one of your chains. And now you're ready to begin your foundation for your headband. To begin the foundation for your headband, I am going to work in the back humps. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring it a little closer so that you can see it. We have 9 chains, but we actually only need 8 single crochets. Everything is done in single crochets for this project. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn it over, and we're going to work in the humps here. Now immediately you have a hump that's right there. We're going to skip that one, okay, and go into the next one. You're going to insert your hook from the front to the back. And if you notice, I did my chain stitch loose just so that it's easy to maneuver here, okay? You're going to bring your yarn from the back to the front over the hook, and you're going to pull that yarn through and up onto your hook until you have 2 pieces of yarn here. Then you're going to yarn over, and this is called a yarn over. When we go back to front, we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull this through both of these pieces of yarn here. 1, 2, and that should leave you with 1, and you've just done a single crochet. Let's do it again. We're going into the next hump here. Go front to back, yarn over, pull up. You have 2, yarn over, pull through both. Now, as I'm doing this, I will anchor the piece between my thumb and my middle finger just to hold it, to stabilize it so that I can maneuver with my other hand. Let's do it again, and I'm going to bring it a little closer. Here's the hump. We're going to go front to back, yarn over, pull through and up. You have 2, yarn over, pull through both. And that is another single crochet. We have 3. We're going to go all the way to the end until we have a total of 8. And so I'm going to do them again until we get to the end. If this is your first time doing this, be patient with yourself. And this is a perfect project to practice on, because you will become extremely proficient at the single crochet. And it will get a lot easier once we get this foundation stitches in place. Front to back, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through both. Front to back, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through both. And we're going to go into this last one. Front to back, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through both. And there you have it. Your foundation is complete. Now when you get to the end of your row, we will do this until we complete the project. You're going to yarn over, pull through, and this is going to create a chain, and then you're going to turn your work, and now we're going to work all the way back. You're going to do a single crochet in this first stitch and all the way across. You will have 8 single crochets. So we're going to go in, Now once you get the hang of this, you don't necessarily have to when you go into the, oh, and let me show you this. I'm sorry, I'm going to go a little bit closer. Once you have your foundation there, these are your single crochets, and we're going to work in this opening here. You see that? And we're going to go into the opening, and then you can do either a yarn over and pull it up, yarn over, pull it through both, or you can even go in, I'm looking through the camera, and just hook the yarn and pull it through. And now we still have the two, yarn over, pull through both. And we're going to do this all the way across until we get to the end. And what you've done is you're doing single crochets, you've just done a chain, you've even done a foundation stitches for your headband. And when we get to the end, you're going to work into this opening here. And once you get to the end, we'll do just like we did before, which is do one chain, chain one, and turn your work and work all the way across. You're going to continue this until your headband reaches your desired length. If you don't know how long you'd like it, I will give you a calculation, or a rough calculation at least. Okay, I'm going to talk and work so you can see. You want to measure your head where you want your headband to fall and subtract 10. So for example, for my head is 21 inches and I subtract 10. So I want my headband to be at least 11 inches long. Now what I normally suggest is you may want to have it at an even number and round up. So for my headbands, I make them 12 inches. Continue to do this until you get to your desired length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to single crochet back one more time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a new color. And I'm going to end it here. Then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to add a new color. So what you do is you grab the new yarn, pull it up. I'm going to do a chain one, give it a little tug, and then single crochet in the same opening with all the string. And it makes it a little bit lumpy, but it's okay because we'll crochet right over that. Drop the tail, and then I'm going to go ahead and go across. I'm just doing single crochets. And there you have it. I'm going to go ahead and go back and do it again so you can see how it'll kind of blend in. Once you go back, I'll bring it in just a little bit. And make sure I get under all of this nice and, see, and keep going. And you would just continue until you reach your desired length. Now I'm going to show you what it's like to extend the other end, because I actually want, let me back up, I want this green to actually fall in the middle of the headband, so I want to put the dark green on each end. So let me go to the other side. Okay, so I just had to pull the yarn loose. Now this is one of the reasons why I love working in the back hump of a crochet chain. I'm going to zoom it in just actually a lot. Do you see this? When you work in the back humps of a crochet chain, it causes you to have the V's on the top, just as if you started. This was the top of your row, and so you can just work right into those stitches on the other side. So I'm going to add this green color on this side. I'm going to go under that V. Now you can actually, I'm going to do it the other way so it won't make such a big mess. I'm going to do let me back up just a little. I'm going to do a slip knot, cross, pull, and then I'm going to grab it here. I'm going to make it just a little bit tighter, not too tight. Okay, I'm going to pull it through, and then I'm going to chain, and I'm going to always give it a little tug. Actually, I just did a slip stitch, and I'm going to chain one, and then I'm going to work into that single crochet. Now when you do it with the slip stitch versus holding the yarn, it actually makes this join a little less bulky. Excuse me. So I'm going to keep going across. I'm going to let you all know, you may hear the kids and everything. It is the summertime. So I'm going to keep going across. And now I'm going to get to the end. Oh, and I'm going to, I guess I could, let me take this one out so I can show you one more time how that looks. I'm going to zoom it in. I'm going to remove a couple of these and see how the V of the row appears. You just go right underneath. So technically what you've done is you've worked both sides of that chain stitch. But I'm doing this because I want to add another color on the other end. And at the end I'm going to chain one. I'm going to back up. It's like y'all never make noise, but when I'm recording, it's like, let's make the most noise possible. Lord have mercy. It just makes more work. Okay, here we go. And there you have it. So continue until your headband reaches your desired width. And I will come back once I have reached the end of this piece. Okay, I'm sorry for the blurriness of this, but I'm going to show you these hair ties. This is one that I purchased from the dollar store. I don't really prefer these because they kind of are small and they give out. You see, it doesn't have a lot of elasticity like the ones I prefer, which are a tad bit bigger. Here are some more, which are more like ponytail scrunchies, and I don't use these either because even though it looks like it's really has a lot of kickback, it doesn't, and they actually die out pretty fast. Lastly, this is more of a headband. It's an ouchless slip-free headband, and you can use this, but make sure you make an adjustment on the length of your headband if you decide to use this. Lastly, these are the ones that I'm going to use. I purchased these from Forever 21 for about $2, and there was a bunch of them in the package. For my headband, I actually used 2, although for some I used 3, and these are the ones I'm going to use for the rest of the tutorial. So this is the way that you interlock your headband, your little scrunchies. You want to wrap it, put the left one behind, the left one in front of the right, And then you want to grab the, so basically what you're going to do is wrap the one in your right hand around the one on your left. So see, it's folded and it's wrapped, and you hold those two together. So you have this one just normal, this one is wrapped around. Then what you want to do is take one side and pull it through the other. And once you do that, see, I just pulled it through. And once you do that, you just want to pull it through until it creates this little knot. You see that? I'll show you that again. Take the one on your left, put it in the front of the one on your right. You want the one on your right to wrap around the one on your left until you have it folded. And then you want to take one side and pull it through the other and give it a little tug, and there you go. Now you need to combine as many as you need. On my other one, I actually combined 3, and I'll show you. I combined 3, but remember, the more you combine, the more stretch it's going to have, and it's going to pull your headband a little tighter, okay? So for this one, I'm going to just do 2 for me because I'm going to wear these. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to attach this to your headband. For this portion of the tutorial, you're going to need your elastic bands or scrunchies. You'll also need scissors, and you will need a tapestry needle, and you'll need a measuring tape just to ensure that your headband is the appropriate size as well. I have my headband here, and I have ends everywhere. And I've already measured it. It's actually probably a little too long, but so I have the end here. I'm trying to make sure I don't get tangled here. Okay, so now that I've come to the end, I was at the end, I'm going to go ahead and pull it through. And you want to, have a nice size tail, clip it loose. And if you watch the knit version of this, it's going to be the exact same, pretty much. So pull it tight to secure it. And you could actually go through again if you wanted to, but I'm not. And so I have all these tails. I'm not going to show you how to weave in these. It's just normal. And actually, this may be your very first time doing it, so I will. But I'll go ahead and secure it first so that you all can see this, and then go about your merry way. So we have 2 ends. You want to make sure that's flat, and we are going to secure the scrunchie. And I'm going to just turn it this way so that you can see. You want your you want the end of your headband to just go through the scrunchie until it kind of folds over, just kind of like a little taco, like I told you all before, like this. And you're going to just sew it closed. So we're going to add our yarn onto our tapestry needle. It's hard for me to see in the camera and do it. Okay, so now that we have it all secure, now honestly you can do this any way that you like. You could just sew up and down or through. What I need to do is I need to go down first real quick and just kind of get my end together. There we go. And I'm going to bring it back up. And just sew like you would any other time. Now what I want to remind you of is the more that you fold this over, the less that you will have in your headband. So don't fold it too much unless you crocheted your headband too long. So then you could fold it, even more. For me, I'm going to just fold it a little. And then when you do this portion, I'm going to turn it back this way. I just don't like this because I'm left-handed and I prefer to go from right to left. But what you're going to just do, I'm going to zoom in. Just affix it any way that you can. That's going to be secure. So I'm going to show you one way where you can just sew it like normal. Go through to the back, sew it, and come back up from the back to the front, just like a straight stitch. Making sure that you just want your elastic to be caught in this little groove here. And so another way that you can do it is you can take your tapestry needle and go underneath the V's of your single crochet, and then just grab some of the band and sew it through like that. And that's how I prefer. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that across. I'll bring it back down, and I'm just going to keep going and go all the way until I get to the end. And I'm sure this probably has some sort of formal name. I just want to get it closed and secure. When you get to the end, actually I need to go a little low there. Hope you can still see. And I am gonna go. I go a couple of times in the end. Now I'm gonna do it maybe twice. Usually I do it 2 times. Now what I would suggest when doing this is don't close your opening completely. I mean, you could, right? You could sew it completely to where it's totally encases this elastic band. But I think if you left it open on the side, it gives yourself options if you need to replace this elastic band, okay? Now, another thing that you can do is you can go all the way back across. I have plenty of tail to do that, but I don't think it's necessary. It's on there good. It's not going anywhere. So what I then do is I like to go back just a little bit. Now, the great thing about crochet is you can kind of go through the stitches and go back a little bit. You don't want to go all the way through to the side that's going to show, okay? You're going to pull it through. And what you then can do is do whatever you normally do. You can hide your stitches in the middle. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tie a little knot. I know. If you don't normally tie knots, then don't do it. But I do. So I'm going to cut this a little bit. I'm going to open these, split these a little bit. I'm going to zoom in. And if you watch the other tutorial, it's going to be similar. And then what I do is I just tie a little knot. The first one, I tie it just down, but I don't pull it too hard. And the second one, I gave it a nice hearty tug. And then I do it one more time for good measure. And then I snip and just don't cut your knot. And it's there. And once you kind of give it a tug, it actually just falls into place. And if you want, you can cut it a little bit more. But nobody's going to see that's on the underside. And there you go. And I need to just also in my ends here, and all you have to do is do the exact same end on the other thing on the other side. Make sure that your headband is flat and that you don't have your elastic twisted. And then so basically, and my seaming is on the inside here, so I would pull it through to ensure that my seaming is on the inside on this side as well. And I kind of flip it, orient it however, so I can get in there good. And then I will add my tapestry needle on here and I will sew this off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be back once I'm all done. I want to show this last little portion for anybody that does not know how to do this. I mean, I'm sure you may, but just in case you don't, this is how I weave in my ends. This is my last one. There's many ways that you can do this. I mean, I've used glue and but this is the way that I kind of do it more frequently now. And so I'm going to this was when I changed colors. So I'm going to kind of just I want to not be on the end. I want to go into my piece. So I'm going to go underneath I want to go under through the stitches here. You see this? And I want to kind of work my way in, okay? Now, when you do this, you should not see the needle from the, go all the way through. You're really kind of going in between the stitches. So I usually go through here a little bit and just kind of work my way in. And the first one I pull once just so I can do it lightly to ensure that my end is even. And then from there I can just work my way in as normal. I just go a stitch or two at a time. And don't rush this part. I mean, if you've worked this hard, don't kind of, you know, have a sloppy finish. That's just, all your work would be wasted. Okay. And so I'm going to go in just a little more. And this time I'm going to go up. So I'm going to go through these stitches and go up. And this is really just to change the direction. Sometimes you can just go all the way back. I kind of will go up a little bit and I'm going to end right in here somewhere. And now I'm going to go underneath these stitches again. Now, oh, I just lost my needle, so let me do it again. Now, while I re-thread this, I'll tell you. What I do is I work through a couple of stitches, and then I will pull the string a little bit tight, snip it, and then I will relax the fabric, the fabric with my fingers to nestle the end of that yarn in between the stitches. So now here I'll do it. I'm going to go across a little bit between the stitches. I'm going to pull it all the way through. And now I'm going to go ahead and take off my tapestry needle. I'm going to pull it a little. See how it's kind of gathering? Then I'm going to snip it kind of close and at an angle. And you see there how it's kind of like a little bit tapered there. And then what I do is I pull the stitches and now it's nestled. And you can't see it. So there you go. Okay, that wasn't too bad, right? I think this is extremely easy. A wonderful thing about this type of a tutorial is that this would be a great first project. I know when I first started crocheting, I did not want to keep doing those little like dollies and all these other things. I didn't want to waste my yarn. I wanted to be able to do something and use it. So when you finish your headband, it should look something like this. Now, this can be done in so many ways. I got mine inside out. This can be made your own in so many ways. So let's talk about a few of those ways. First of all, of course, you can do it all one color. You can use this for a scrap project, and each row or as you run out of yarn, you can change colors, and I showed you how to do that. You can change colors and keep moving along until you reach your desired length. You can also, much like the knit one, and I will leave the link in the description box, you can just make this an entire headband and not use the little scrunchies at all. Another thing that you can do, this was done with single crochets just to make it easy, but this can be done with half single crochets. I don't think that's right. I don't know why my brain is going blank on it, but that's the one that I usually use. But for this one, I wanted to keep it really, really simple. You can use double crochets. Now, the one thing that you can do is you can use other stitch patterns, but you want to make sure that whatever you use will still give you a little bit of flexibility, and so that, because when you wear it, it is going to stretch, okay? Another thing is if you try to do anything that is lace or some sort of complicated stitch, you may want to increase the number of elastics that you use so that maybe the headband will lie flat on your head and then the elastic bands can go across the back. Or you may want to just use like an ouchless headband, the no slip headbands across the back. And so it really is up to you. Take a look at the knit one as well, because I do offer other suggestions, but I think I'm pretty consistent on what the suggestions that I've offered for both. I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. If you have any suggestions on other tutorials that you'd like to see on my channel, let me know. And if you decide to do this pattern or utilize this tutorial, don't forget to either tag me or let me know. On Facebook, I'm at Essence of Me, and on Instagram you can find me at Dana Pittman online. And if you search for my hashtag Essence of Me, you should be able to find me there as well. I think that's it. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I will talk with you all hopefully sooner than later. Take care and goodbye.